Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the Five Love Podcast. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has been subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. Just a reminder, we are available on Spotify and on YouTube. So, again, thank you guys for being subscribers, and I really appreciate you. Today, before I introduce my guest, look at my shirt. Oh my God. I have a Five Love podcast shirt. This is just the first iteration of it. I just kind of wanted to see what it would look like. And I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on this. But let me introduce my guest and ask his opinion. I want to say hi to my friend Rome. Rome,
Hi, how's
welcome
it
to the
going?
Five Love podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
What do you think of the shirt? Too
I like
small? It
it.
needs to be bigger. Okay.
It could be bigger, maybe at like the back, you know, an entire t-shirt with your face at the back. That would be nice.
Yeah. Though my producers are telling me that you need to adjust your volume. Could you put your volume up a bit more?
Oh, sure. Let me see. How do I do that? Is this
You love that
better?
I have sorry?
Is this better?
A lot better. You love that I have producers, don't you?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, producers. You can leave now. Okay. So Rome,
Yes.
um, tell me and the rest of, the listeners, how did you get involved in tennis?
So I actually grew up playing badminton a lot. Like I was really, really good at badminton just because I was born and raised in Asia. And tennis wasn't really that big compared to like table tennis or badminton. And then I think I saw a match between Serena and Maria, definitely not Wimbledon, some hard court somewhere where obviously Serena won. And I was kind of thinking to myself, oh, this looks very fun, right? So I gathered my cousins to go onto the tennis court. We bought like really cheap rackets in the store. And we're like, oh, this is gonna be easy. We play badminton and stuff. And then, dude, none of our balls were going inside the court. It was just like flying everywhere. So I was like, okay, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be. And then I took some private lessons, and then literally within like 5 minutes, my coach was telling me, you play a lot of badminton, don't you? And I was like, yeah, how'd you know? And he was like, well, the only thing you're using is your wrist when you hit the ball. And then in tennis, you have to use your entire arm. So I think this was like in college when I had this like private lesson, and he said, you have to pick what you're going to be good at because you can't be amazing in both. So I was a little smitten with like how tennis players dressed up. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick to tennis and look fashionable on the court. So that's how I got and started into tennis.
Okay, it's a very familiar story in the sense that I feel like a lot of people their story starts with the Williams sisters. It's
Hmm.
like, oh, I saw the Williams sisters on TV and I wanted to be like them. So it's kudos to them for their legacy, and the impact that they had on tennis.
Hmm. Hmm.
So before we started recording, I asked you to come up with a hot take.
Yes.
So I want you to look directly into the camera, to the
Oh my
lens,
gosh. Okay.
and tell the people what your hot take is.
Okay. So my hot take is I think men's fashion is completely boring these days.
Um,
You want me to
it-
expand why?
yes, yes.
All right. So I'm on the tennis subreddit, and usually when a Grand Slam is approaching, you would get posters sharing what Nike, Adidas, and all these other big brands are outfitting their current players, right? The women, they do have a lot of like very interesting choices just because they could wear two separate things or a dress And usually the dress comes in many variations. You have like a a back cutout or something, or like, these like weird things happening on their shoulders or whatever. But for the men, it's just like, I swear to God, it's their energy that they give is like, go girl, give us nothing. And it's just been so frustrating just because, like, obviously these outfits are going to get released in the stores and they charge like $80 or like $90 for a shirt. And they're like the most boring things in the planet. And I remember my favorite kits back in the day was when Roger, Kei Nishikori, and even Novak were sponsored by Uniqlo just because they were. Granted, they didn't have like the most like super fascinating designs, but they were at least experimental when it comes to like color blocking.
Yeah.
They know how to like mix and match stuff, so it is like it pops on the court, but still subtle enough to not distract the players, right?
Yeah.
But these days, like, they need to hire either a gay person or someone who took fashion design, because I swear to God, I feel like these people just like chat GPT, like, what new pattern can we come up with?
Yeah.
And then whatever chat GPT gives them, that's the one that they run with. In particular, I will never forgive Adidas for, they had an Australian Open kit, for the men's, white shorts, and they had like this like tie-dye pattern with like brown and like red. And
Yeah.
if you wear that shorts, it looked like you'd had like liquid diarrhea that just like started like flowing down your legs.
Just running from the tie-dye.
Yes.
I have a lot to say on this, but I will say most of what I want to say because I actually do plan to do an episode on the fashions later on. But I will say, I agree with you because, I mean, there's so much you could do with men's fashion. And I think one of the pioneers for men's fashion in tennis was Andre Agassi.
Yes.
He had those denim shorts on. He had the hair.
I actually bought some denim stretchy shorts to wear for the rest of the year.
Thank you, Andre Agassi. I think Rafael Nadal was very unique when he came up with those capris and the cutoff shirts. Roger Federer was always very classy with the blazer. But what I would say is that I also think women's fashion is quite boring as well.
Okay.
And here's why I say that. I remember when Nike had the It girls. They had Serena, they had Maria, they had all of them. And they all had something different. And now you have Sabalenka showing up in the same thing as some other girl. Why is
different
Sabalenka...
color? Different color.
I don't care about the color. Like, you would never see Serena and Maria in the same outfit, really.
True.
I feel like the only person really pushing the boundaries of fashion right now is Naomi Osaka. Even though I do have some things to say about that, but she is really fashion forward. And on the men's side, I will say the one person really doing it is Musetti.
Okay, I can see that.
Musetti, he always looks really, really good on court. So I think he's with Asics.
Yes.
But yeah, but yes, I think I'm gonna have to bring you back on so we can have a 2-part episode, like the men's fashion and the women's fashion. But I do agree, the men could do a lot more with their on-court looks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is the portion of the podcast that you were not prepared for.
Okay, so exciting.
Because this is the portion where I attack you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Why are you playing pickleball? Explain yourself.
All right, so it's not for skill or like to be...
Hold up. It obviously is not for skill. We know that. Go on.
I have made a mental note not to date within the MTG community just because I've known people who've done it and it can become really messy.
Okay.
So I told myself you should play other sports to try to find at least one cute guy to ask out on a date.
And you chose pickleball.
I chose pickleball. Last season, I actually started in November, but I got put into the lesbian division, unfortunately. I
So hold
safe
on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
safe to
Stop,
say,
stop,
I did
stop,
not
stop.
find someone
Uh,
to ask out on a date in that league.
so, and you're still there?
No, I'm right now. I'm in the gay division now. So yeah.
Oh my God. I don't think pickleball is doing you any favors. It's not making your tennis any better. You're not going on any dates. I mean, at this point, I have to ask, are you a lesbian?
I don't think so.
Okay, so, I mean, okay, you know what? I don't think I need to attack you any further. I think pickleball is doing a great job of attacking you on its own.
Yes, for sure, for
But
sure.
I will say I do not approve of you playing pickleball. A little birdie told me that you're inviting one of our friends. I will not say
Mm,
his name, Chris. I will not say Chris's name. Um, into your little pickleball, whatever you want to call it, your little pickleball league or whatever it is
uh-huh.
you people do, and I do not approve. So you know, your life,
Speaking
do whatever you want.
speaking of that person, we've had 3 games already, and he has not made a single one.
Well, I think that maybe he's doing the right thing by not showing up. So today's episode is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to do a blind ranking per se. We're just going to have a conversation because there's just so many things I want to ask you.
Okay,
Um, okay.
ready.
First question.
Hmm.
I know you recently, well, not recently. Mm, you've been playing tennis for about 6 or 7 years, right? But
Yes,
you recently started competing.
yes.
Right. So, what advice would you give to anyone who is sort of new to tennis, but is a bit nervous to compete?
I mean, I would say just go for it, just because the at least in the lowest division, you get the barometer of like people that you play could be like people who are really, really good, who are sandbagging to some degree, or people who have never played before, or just
Explain what sandbagging is for people who may
it's
not know.
it's for the really good players who decide to play down. Like maybe the B players who decide to play 3.0 in a
Yeah, so what that means
USCA
is
tournament.
let's say you're at an intermediate level and you decide to
Hmm.
play a competition that's meant for beginners. That's
Yes,
what
exactly.
sandbagging is. It's playing a level down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because you want to win a trophy, I guess.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you are okay, so you said your advice was just go for it, even though you may run into sandbaggers, but you should still just go for it.
I would say go for it. Also, like, I was guilty of this too, where I would just join like drills and like training, and in those scenarios, I would be hitting like really amazing. And then as soon as a match comes in, you everything just like flies out the window,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So I feel like the more matches that you play, the better you actually become, because you get to not only deal with like breakpoints and like being down in a set, or trying to figure out how to come back from like a 1-5 deficit. And
Or love
drills,
five deficit, you know.
true, or training and drills will not help you
Yeah.
get that
Yeah.
over that mental hurdle.
I agree 100% because the advice I gave to someone recently who wanted to join a competition, tournament, I told him, hey, here's what. I don't think of this as me being negative. Go to your first tournament and just lose. And he was like, what do you mean by that? I was like, yeah, I think once you lose, you realize it's really not that bad. And then at the end of it, I don't mean that you want to lose, but what I'm saying is that after that match, at least for me, after losing my first round of my first tournament, I had a moment where I was thinking to myself, why did I hold back on serve? Why did I not go for that shot? I was so caught up with not wanting to make a mistake or losing the points. And then when I lost, my mindset shifted, and I thought to myself, I might as well just swing the racket. So I think after losing your first match, then you realize, no, if I don't play so contained, then I actually have a shot at this. I don't know if that made any sense, but at least it worked out for me.
No, it totally does. Also, like,
Yeah.
we at the end of the day, we're not winning any money when we go to these tournaments. All you get is like a
We're paying money
trophy.
to go to these tournaments.
Exactly. So all you get is like a trophy. Sometimes they don't actually look nice on a mantle or like a bookcase. But so at the end of the day, it's just like you getting better and like having fun. And I've lost a lot of tournaments. But I always find joy in playing because if you're not having fun, even when you're losing, what's the point of playing to begin with? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not having fun when I'm losing. Let me say that. But but I guess if I find myself down in a match, I always try to will myself into doing better.
Okay, yes.
I feel like for me, I don't really play well if I'm ahead. But let me be
Mm,
down 2 games or 3 games. All of a sudden, I'm serving aces. It's just like, who is this? But if I'm up, that's when I get a little bit tentative. So
mhm.
yeah. But I get what you mean. I get what you mean. All right, let's move on. Um, let's talk about some sexy tennis men since
Okay. Oh,
since
okay.
you're looking for a guy. I'm gonna call two names, and
Okay.
you're just gonna pick one. And whoever is the last name you stand with, that's gonna be your tennis boyfriend. Since
Mm.
you can't seem to find a boyfriend on your own. I'm gonna try to help you out here.
Okay,
Okay.
the shade is real.
Okay. Alcaraz or Musetti?
Musetti.
I am so happy you didn't say Alcaraz.
I
Can
don't
we
find
just
him
talk about
attractive for some
me
reason.
either? I don't know what it is people see. I love him as a tennis player, but from the neck down, yes. But from the neck up, I don't see it. Okay, so Musetti it is. Musetti or Kobeli?
Musetti.
Okay, are we gonna have to fight?
I think he would easily win for sure.
Okay. Uh, Musetti or Berrettini?
Musetti.
Okay, I don't like this. Musetti or Artifice?
Arthur Feast.
Okay, fine. Okay,
Hmm.
so Feast it is.
That butt is big.
Yeah. I yeah. Feast these guys are some of the most attractive guys in tennis. Well, except for Alcaraz in my case. But I think there's something in the water
In France?
in, in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have Musetti, Kobeli, Berrettini. I think the only one that's not doing well is Sinner.
Sinner.
But yes, Feast is I could agree with you choosing Feast. Feast is
Mm-hmm.
quite attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just is very unlucky with injuries, though.
I know. Well, he does play a lot of like high risk tennis, kind of like
Yeah.
Ben Shelton in a way, but he's just more injury prone, I feel.
Is there anyone you would put above Feast, or is Feast your final offer?
Oh, let's see. Give me like 10 seconds to think through
10,
this.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
You
3.
might hate me, but I would rank Tommy Paul over Arthur Feast.
I wouldn't hate you for that because Tommy Paul is quite attractive as well. Uh,
Or Rafael Hodar, I feel, is very attractive too.
okay, I wouldn't go so far. I think you should stick with Tommy Paul. Stick with
Uh-huh.
Tommy Paul. Let's
Okay.
just move on. I don't want you to make a bad decision. Okay. Now, next question. Who is more fashionable? Naomi Osaka or Martha Kostyuk?
I would say Naomi.
Okay.
And I say this as a big, very, very big Naomi stan.
Wow, I had some things to say about Naomi in the previous episode. um, I could agree with you, but I just think that Naomi's fashions are more grand. She makes a statement
Yes.
about it. But Kostiak is always consistently well dressed.
I feel like if you were to transpose like Roger's design sensibilities into women, it would be Marta.
Yes, and I appreciate that because, but let me say first, I do think Naomi is more fashionable, yes. But what I appreciate about Martha is that her fashion doesn't take away from the tennis.
Mm-hmm.
She looks good, and the conversation is about the tennis because she's a tennis player first. But I can agree with you. We can go with Naomi. Okay, moving on. Uh, when it comes to Ostapenko,
I love her so much.
oh no, not fashions, not fashions. That's another category. But the thing is, you cannot tell Ostapenko she's not looking good though. She
Hmm.
believes in herself. Um, would you rather Ostapenko be your dance partner or your doubles partner?
Dance partner, because I did see a video of her doing ballroom
Yes,
dancing, salsa dancing, and she was pretty
yes,
good.
yeah. You know, she's doing everything. She's dancing, she's
Baking?
cooking, she's baking. Well, she's selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. But
Yes.
where does she find the time to do all this? It's just so funny. Okay. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
If you had to bring back one tennis player, I think this might be a very hard question to answer.
Mm.
If you had to bring back one, Ash Barty or Roger Federer?
I love both of them so much.
Yes.
I would say just because like the women's game is not as dominant as the men's. So I feel like the women roster is like very varied in terms of like game style and champions. I would bring back Roger just on the fact that we need to have more one hand backhanders on tour.
Fair. Wait, does
Hmm.
Barty have a one-handed or two-handed? She has a two-handed, right?
She is a two-hander.
She has a
Yep.
two-handed, yeah. Yeah, I think the right answer is Roger Federer, but I would bring back Barty only because I feel like we've seen everything that Roger had to offer. He is one
True.
of the greatest of all time. You know, he has 20 Grand Slams. The list goes on. But I just feel like with Ash Barty, we didn't really see everything that she had to offer. Because she won a slam and then she quit tennis and then she came back and then she quit shortly after. So we only got to see a very small window of her greatness. And then, you know, she went to play cricket. And then she went to play golf. And I think she won a golf tournament. So it's just like she's such an amazing athlete. And I really wonder what her her final tally would have been like had she played for like 10 to 15 years just consistently.
Will you watch her if she did pickleball though?
No. I would absolutely not watch her if she played pickleball. But I mean, I would easily like to see Roger Federer come back as well.
Mm-hmm.
He would obviously, you know, bring a lot of attention to tennis because he is Roger Federer.
Right,
But
right.
I would, you know, like for me, Ash Barty is kind of like Monica Seles. Like I always wonder what if Monica Seles didn't get stabbed in the
Yeah.
back, literally. Because she won like 8 slams in the space of like 3 years. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Next question is who would you ask to leave tennis immediately? Novak Djokovic or Nick Kyrgios?
Does Nick still play though?
But he never really retired. And didn't he like, wasn't he at Wimbledon this year or like, wasn't he entered into Wimbledon this year?
I can't remember.
Yeah, he's not officially retired.
I'm not a big fan of both, so I would probably say Novak just because he's won everything, basically.
Yeah.
And with him out of the picture, it would probably give a lot of like the top 10 in the men's more of a chance, you know?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Okay.
I'm also not the biggest fan of Novak, but I have to give him credit to be, what, 37, 38, this
Uh-huh.
nearing 40, and to consistently be making Grand Slam finals. Recently winning an Olympic gold medal. I think he made the final of the Australian Open. I think Novak should play for as long as he wants to play. I think it is just mind blowing that this guy is still in the top 10. He's not even playing a full calendar. I don't think he's played a full calendar for the past like 2 to 3 years, and he's still making it to semifinals. He's still top 10. Like, I think that is more a reflection on the rest of the ATP minus Sinner and Alcaraz. It's a reflection on the rest of them. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
would ask Nick to leave because I think I think Nick's whole thing was that he wanted to prove that he can win slams without being disciplined. Like he wanted to prove that okay, I could go out drinking the night before, I don't have to train as hard, and I could just rely on my talent. And he's very
Mm-hmm.
talented. But yeah, I don't think he's really. I think at this point nobody cares about Nick anymore.
No. The only one of that cares about him right now is Naomi because she's still partnering with him in the mixed doubles in the US Open.
I hope she changes her mind about that, but whatever. Okay, and final question:
Mm-hmm.
who is funnier, Ostapenko or Medvedev?
I would say Ostapenko.
Well, you're back. You're back. And that's okay. We can edit it. We can edit it.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
we can just leave it in the episode because,
No, no, no.
just to show the people what I have to put up with.
No, ask your question again. I'll ask surprise.
Okay. So next question. Who
Yes.
is funnier? Ostapenko or Medvedev?
I think Ostapenko is one of the most entertaining players on tour. Just her serve alone is meme worthy to the point where there's another MTG player who serves exactly like her. Shout out Raizong, that's you. Um,
Wait, what's funny about her serve?
she opens up her mouth when she serves. She goes like this.
I never noticed that. I
And
never
Ray
noticed.
also serves like that.
I see.
Hmm.
I don't think we agreed on anything tonight because I'm gonna have to go with Medvedev.
Really?
I do think Ostapenko is funny as well, but Medvedev, oh my God, I remember one time, he has beef with Tsitsipas, right?
Yes. I just think he's just like a sociopath to begin with. So
Maybe,
any
maybe, he,
antics he does not entertain me.
maybe he is, but I think he's very misunderstood. The thing with Medvedev is that he's very passionate. And in the moment he says how he feels, but then once he says how he feels, he kind of moves on. He doesn't he doesn't hold grudges or hold on to things, except with Sissipas because they have a beef. And I remember one time he was telling the umpire, if you don't give Sissipas a warning, then how can I say this? You are a small cat. Essentially calling the umpire a pussy. And I thought the way he phrased it was so funny. I just think everything he does is hilarious. So I'm gonna go with Medvedev.
Okay, I have a question for you though that you have to
Yeah.
answer. Who is the biggest Karen in WTA Tour?
Ooh. Oh my God. Lois Sigmund. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
always
okay.
she complains about everything. Yeah, it's her. Yeah. Lower Sigmund, yeah. Who are you gonna say?
I was gonna say Cersei.
Okay, she was complaining about Coco the other day, right?
Yes, to the point where she was literally perched on the umpire's chair and like
Yeah,
wagging
yeah.
her finger.
I'm gonna have to go with Lower Sigmund. She is just always complaining about something. Stupenko always complains too, but I wouldn't call it complaining. But she's always no, it's not complaining. She never trusts the line calls. The ball could be this much in, and she'd be like, "That was in." She's kind of crazy. She doesn't trust. She doesn't trust Hawkeye. She doesn't trust the Empire. She doesn't trust anybody. Well, this has been an amazing conversation.
I had so much fun. Thank you for
I
having
had
me.
I had a lot of fun too. I will say that I want to take this time to um really encourage you to make better decisions. Like that whole pickleball thing. I don't think I don't think it's the best use of your time,
Okay.
and you're not achieving any of your objectives. So I think you should stop. And
I will take that into consideration. Maybe
oof,
Padel next time.
sorry,
Padel?
that is a little bit better.
Hmm.
You could even go back to badminton, maybe. You know,
Okay.
but yes. So please, just reconsider. Is there anything you want to say to the Five Love podcast family before we close?
No, thank you for tuning in every week and supporting Joel in this venture of his that's become really entertaining to listen and watch.
Thank you for those kind words. And again, everyone, thank you for listening. Remember, we are available on Spotify and on YouTube. And like I always say, even if the score is 5-love, it's not over until the last point is played. See you next time.